Hi. Hi, everyone. I hope that's bright enough. I don't know if it is. Maybe. It's bright enough for a while anyway. One of these days I'll get that software, and so I can be totally ready when the live starts. Yes, my YouTube has just told me that I'm live on my channel. Isn't that fun? I guess I must be subscribed. We have 25 people. We'll wait till a few more people tune in. They're just now getting their notifications. I hope everyone is well today. And I'm working on a video that you'll see tomorrow morning. I hope you're catching up on all of my videos because I know everybody's busy. Everybody's doing their own garden, but if you have a few minutes, I'd really appreciate you watching a few of my videos and getting my views up. It really helps the algorithm with YouTube because they just, they won't share it, if people aren't watching. So good day. Various people are in various places. This is afternoon, obviously here, evening, pushing into evening. Claudia, Daryl, Sharon, Rose, Bobby Lou, Rebecca. Yes, those are the only people that have signed in. If you are new to this channel, and Eric, if you are new to this channel, please sign in, please. Tell us your name and where you live. We keep track of this. Oddly enough, for some reason, we just do keep track of the various countries outside the U.S. and the various states within the continental United States, within all of the United States. What am I saying? We keep track of all that. Actually, I don't. One of our moderators do. Thank you, moderators, for always being here. Patricia is here. I'm sure Haffy is going to tune in soon. And feel free to hit that like button when you come in. That way you don't have to remember to do it on your way out. I do have a present. I'm going to open that when a few more people. Iceland has arrived. Iceland is in the house. Maddie Ollie. And Matt is from Boise. Thank you for tuning in. Say hi to my son if you run into him. I haven't heard from him in a while. Susie's here from, I want to say Alabama or Georgia. I don't know. I always forget. Let's see. In fact, I do too, Susie. We had an arrangement. I was going to meet Daryl over at Denise's, I don't know, over a week ago, I think, to get some bamboo for my teepees, my bean teepees here. And I had to go back to the urgent care for a blood test for Lyme because my friend who suffered from Lyme disease for literally years didn't like the picture. Well, she just thought the pictures of my leg that I sent her looked like Lyme. So she was just very concerned about that. But it's clearing up and I did get a negative result. And so I'm very behind on editing and I apologize, but so much has been going on between tick bites and everything in the garden. And, Justin is just great guns to just take on every single thing I can think of. So I had less time and energy for editing and I'm only about, I'm working on April the 10th today. So you'll see tomorrow on the 22nd. So that's 12 days behind. That's not too bad. Now if I was Doug of Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, I would break 3 ribs in the daytime and have that video that was shot before the ribs broke. I would have that edited and online for the next morning. Or no, that evening. I think he had it on that evening. Yes, I watched it at 8:00 that evening. He shot it that day. It was a very complicated video, lots of really cool shots. Then he fell, hurt himself, took a break, went and got an x-ray, and I heard he has a really sexy nurse taking care of him. Of course, we all know that's Stacy. And so I just saw that he put out a video. I just saw the notification, and I can't do what he does. I'm not Doug, so I'm sorry, but I can't work that fast. I would love to be able to. Virginia is here, but where are you from, Virginia? That's the question. Dee is here from Texas, accounted for. Yes, that's right, North Georgia. See, I knew that. And our other friend from North Georgia, well, he's moving to North Georgia from Florida. That's Kevin, Big Wave Fly. He hasn't checked in yet. Angie's here from Ashland, Kentucky. And let's see, Arkansas. I thought about covering my vegetables last night, but I didn't. And they looked okay today. I think it was 36. I don't think it got below 36. And the only thing that's out there is cool season vegetables. So I think they're fine. Fountain Valley is in the house. Squeaky is here. Squeaky Val. Let's see. Who else? I have a friend that she lives part-time in Arkansas, out on 40 acres, I think they have. There's a lot of chiggers, ticks, and poisonous snakes. I'm going, nah, I don't think I want to live there. 29? What are you talking about? I was just in touch with Sharon in Delaware, and she says she sells. I was thinking about getting willow trees because I have so many watery, wet spots. I'm not going to have a pond. We talked about that last time. Too many people reported in and said they had snakes. Now, Justin thinks I'm not. Justin actually started laughing. He goes, "Kaye, where do snakes live?" I said, "Well, they live near ponds and rivers, I guess, or streams." And he said, "So they would have to come overland like a few miles to get to you think they're going to do that to come and look for a pond in your place?" I said, "No, but I mean, there's a stream, there's a lot of water that runs off down there. Maybe they're just waiting down there." He just didn't think that snakes were going to be loitering about on my new patio. But I'm not going to have a pond. I cannot take the chance of that. However, I think willows would be really pretty. And, there's different kinds there's a curly type willow. I've never seen that, but they sell that at the nursery, but they're currently out. And they have a weeping willow in a 1 gallon pot. And I'm thinking they grow fast, but a 1 gallon, that's what I have out. One little stick. I mean, it's going to take forever. Sharon has bare root yellow basket willows. And I don't know if those are the kind that, I can't write her right now to find out, but if those are the kind that have the weeping leaves that hang down that are so beautiful. I just remember there was someone that had a house right across the street from the school where we went when we were young. And I always just looked at that tree and I went, oh, that tree is so beautiful. It's weeping willow tree. Anyway, it'd be nice to have one of those. Hey, Haffy, thank you for tuning in and moderating. Oh, I just can't get over we're dealing with this cold weather right when we really need to be great guns. I mean, these are the longest days of the year. And we can't even get out there and really go after it. I mean, today it was uncomfortably cool to be outside working, and I didn't feel like it, so I was inside. Simplified Gardening is in the house. Thank you so much for joining Tony in Wales, that charming, beautiful country. Let's see. Patty is here from Norman, Oklahoma. Wow, I don't know where Norman is. And I've only passed through Oklahoma. I really never spent any time there. Let's see. Rita Dempsey is here from Alabama, my mother's home state. Welcome, Rita. Thank you for joining. Oh my goodness, Patty. Well, Murfreesboro is a beautiful city. I mean, you really got to call it a city. It is so spread out, so many malls, big shopping malls. And I did the closing title for this house in Murfreesboro. So I didn't have lodging, so I spent the night in a hotel in Murfreesboro the night before the closing. And kind of went shopping a little bit over there. They've got a Sprouts. Tell your daughter about Sprouts. That's where you can get a lot of organic food. Debbie is here from California. Heretofore my favorite state. Yvonne from New York is here. And who else? Yes, it is. And so don't freak out if you see a video like in 4 days from now where I'm talking about this spider bite, because it's not a spider, tick bite, because like I say, I'm behind on editing, but I'm going to get caught up. I'm just sure of it. I just want to give a shout out to VO is there, and VO lives in California, San Diego area. And guess what her name is? Her name is the same as my dear friend, Vanita. Her name is Vanita. I want to give a shout out to my new friend, Vanita. We now have 64 people who have joined. Be sure and hit that like button if you're on mobile and you don't know how to hit the like. You look down and you go, I don't see a thumbs up button. Well, you just click off of live chat for a second, hit that thumbs up and hit the live chat, and you'll come right back where you left off. So much appreciated. Would like to have an equal number of people watching. I know it's hard if you're watching on TV. I know it's harder to do that. It just occurred to me when I don't know when I don't know the person sending, or I don't know what they've sent, or they haven't let me know what they've sent. It's probably not a good idea to just pull it out and show it to you. I probably should look at it first. Of course. This is from, this is from Greg Mazzara in Santa Barbara, one of the most beautiful places in the world. And it is, oh my goodness, how thoughtful. He has sent me a mix of seeds. These are seeds, and this is I always say insectiary. I thought it was insectiary. I could be wrong. It may be just insectary blend, a mix that supports beneficial predatory insects and provides an alternative crop for I can't read today, and provides an alternative target for crop or garden pests. We love that. Fantastic. So this is, I'm not sure if he prepared it or someone else. Let's see. This is, who's this from? This is Canada, #1. That's interesting. There's some nice instructions on here. I actually can't tell. He may have used another seed packet and put his own label on the top. I'm not sure, but at any rate, I'll read you what's in it. White yarrow. I always had yarrow growing in my California garden. Usually it was yellow, which is the common one. But then I also had this strawberry red color that was a hybrid, and I love to grow that too because I love red. Calendula, bachelor's buttons. I have those Chinese Houses, don't know that. Coriander, yes. California poppy, California poppy. I had such trouble growing California poppy. And I don't know how they're going to do here. I have a feeling they're not going to do well here. Baby's breath, gold fields, blue flax, sweet alyssum, love sweet alyssum. Bird's fool trefoil, arroyo lupine. Oh, lupine, absolutely love lupine. Gopher stopper. I like the sound of that. Crimson clover. I love that. Crimson clover. Wait, how's that song go? Persian clover, Johnny jump ups. Love Johnny jump ups. I always was growing Johnny jump ups. All right, there's a card. I love it when there's a card and instructions. You know, I never found out which Claudia, I think it was Claudia, but her name started with a C, but the box went out so fast, there was no note, and I never found out who sent me plants. I hope you will let me know. Hi, Kaye. I hope all is well with you at the Late Bloomer Homestead. I was in a local nursery here in Santa Barbara, saw these seeds, and I thought of you. You had mentioned insectary on your property, just a small thing to thank you for all you share of knowledge and inspiration. I have been a subscriber since 2016 or 17, but seen every episode. Oh my gosh. That's not like 700. I don't even know now, 700 or 800. Since I started doing live streams, I completely lost track of how many times I've produced a piece of content. Have even gotten my partner addicted to watching daily. What's new on the homestead? I feel this seed mix will do well in your zone 6B to 7, but whether these days is always a surprise. Well, thank you again for a great channel and all you do. Your property is developing amazingly. All the best, Greg. Loyal viewers ×2. Love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you, Greg. You are a doll. I really appreciate it. You live in a very, very beautiful city. And every time I actually stayed in Montecito in that sort of famous hotel. It was kind of a hotel with outbuildings, I think. It was really nice. Loved that. Very pricey real estate up there. Okay, let's see. Where are we? Oh, thank you for that mention about the snakes, Dee. That's interesting. I just keep, I'm sure there's snakes around, but the water snakes, I just thought, are they really here? Do I really have to worry about that? But I probably am not going to have any kind of a standing water feature. We're still working on developing the idea out back. Because there's a big hillside and it slopes down more over on that side than this side. So I've got to have an idea in my mind before I can even get going with it. Okay, Daryl. Bamboo in a pond. Okay. Mongoose. Oh yeah, I'm going to start growing that. I don't even know what they look like. Let's see. I don't have voles because of the snakes. Plus, I think they're cute. Lori is here from New Mexico. We don't often hear from people from New Mexico. New Mexico is such a beautiful state. Thank you for tuning in, Lori. 84 of you have joined. For only 45 of these. I would really appreciate it if you take just a moment. Click out of the live chat and hit that like button. It really helps the algorithms and it helps YouTube to share this with more people, which would be really helpful. Sharon is here from Sharon's Natural Gardens. Yes, thank you very much. I'm glad your tech daughter is there to show you how to get on. Sharon has a lot of wonderful things that you can order that you might not find anywhere else. She is on a 5-acre family farm, and she does everything pretty much herself. She's got tinctures, homemade baskets. You've seen my basket up there. You see that basket right up there? She made that from her own willow. And I thought, as long as I'm getting a willow tree, I'd like to get the willow that you can make baskets from. So it has a dual purpose. So, but if you're only selling the bare root, Sharon, that would really take a while to get anything. Oh, Rose, I have no doubt about that. I'm sure there are. Well, at least it's 64 degrees, Jennifer. I mean, here it was like 45 today, and I'm going 45. I mean, it's just too cold to even be out working. Thank you, Angie. You're right. Sharing is caring. We have 80 people who have just joined. If you are new to my channel, I have been doing live streams for a year and a half almost, I think. And I moved from California last October after 32 years there, 8 years of gardening in my small garden. And now I have this big canvas, and I am developing that. And rather than just sit back and plan and develop and just, say, well, I'll do that next year, I'll do that next year, I'll do that next year, and just do a little bit of this. I've just sort of taken all of this on because I'm an idea person. And when I met Justin, he said, well, what do you need to have done here? And I said, well, what I have done here really depends upon the talent and the skill of the person that I hire. Because, if you're only available one day a week and you don't like gardening, but you're good at, fixing doors or something, then I'll have you fix doors, and we won't have a continuing thing. But he just can do anything, apparently. Everything I say, well, what about this? He said, I can do that. And what about this? I can do that. So, so this morning, now I haven't towed anything behind a vehicle since I was in my 20s. My boyfriend and I, David, may he rest in peace. We used to hang around down in Florida, and he would have an hour off for lunch, and I would go get the boat because I was either not employed or I don't know what I was doing. It was a brief period, and he would say, meet him outside of the place he worked at during his lunch hour and be there with the boat. And we would go to a lake nearby and go water skiing for 45 minutes. I would take him back. It was just like, those were the days, right? Those were the days. Anyway, I didn't know that you were supposed to I had to go get gas for the boat. And this is the first time I did this. And he hadn't told me that you have to put oil in with the gas in a boat. And so we were out on the lake, and I don't remember what happened. It was a long time ago, but I know that it stopped working. And I learned that lesson the hard way, that you can burn up an engine doing that without putting the oil in. Wow. That was a big bang. Let me just check on that. No worries. I'm back. By the way, I have all of this is what I have to do. When I get off of this live stream, I have to finish a video. It's probably going to take me at least an hour. And then I have to pot all these up. So these are my tomatoes. And have you ever grown anything with, or do you have the experience of growing tomatoes that have the potato leaf? You know, most tomatoes have these kinds of leaves, but once in a while you get tomatoes that have the potato leaf. And when I saw this growing in there, I thought, what the heck? I don't remember planting any of that variety, but either they were mixed in or I don't know what happened, but there's two, I think there's two of these in this, all of these. I don't know how many are in here, but I'm going to try it. They're all about the same. I didn't prune these. And so, you know, I saw Jess at Roots and Refuge, and she grows them very tight together, and then she kind of peels them apart and pots them up that way. I always used to prune them down to 1 in the 1-inch cells, but I didn't do it this time. And I thought, gosh, if all of those tomatoes, I mean, there's like 50 or 60 plants in there. I'm going, where am I going to plant those? Seriously, where am I going to plant those? So I'm thinking about, you know, if you have a hoop house, you reduce the pest pressure, pest and mildew, I would think, pressure, because they're not getting rained on. You can use drip irrigation and control it. And I think we could set all of that up over there. Now, I ordered at Farmer's Friend. I don't know if you know about Farmer's Friend, but I learned about this from Barefoot Farmer about using a silage tarp instead of plowing. And the advantages to using a silage tarp for controlling weeds or getting soil ready, you know, instead of tilling once or twice and then just letting it sit and letting the grass die. You know, like if you're doing like me and you're changing from an existing lawn to a garden patch, you got to do something. And so when Jeff Poppin was over here, Barefoot Farmer, we went down to look at the tractors, and the only tractors that were down at the farmer at the end who said I could borrow a tractor, which was awfully friendly and neighborly. We get down there, and the only ones down there are like, we're like looking up at the cab. You know, it's like the cab is like, I don't know, 10 feet up there. And he goes, I don't really feel comfortable. You know, I grew up on one of the, you know, riding on one of these small, normal size family tractors and, you know, this big industrial stuff. I didn't feel comfortable either. I didn't want to have the responsibility of that even for an hour. So he had just been to a conference or something where he had learned about using silage tarps. And in the summer months when there's sun and heat, in as quick as 3 weeks, you can turn like a patch of weeds into soil ready for planting. Now, I don't know if it still needs to be disked, turned over, or I don't know. But my plan is to put down the tarp, which is on order, put down the tarp and wait 3 weeks, kill all the grass and weeds. And during that time, what happens is the little seeds sprout, and then and they sprout to this completely dark, no light environment, and then they die. And then the earthworms come up and just start like putting air in the soil and churning through all of this. So it sounds like fantastic, almost too good to be true. So we'll see. At any rate, I'm going to have 2 major tarps because I've got a lot of space. And I'm also going to be planting 9 grapevines. So I'm going to have like a mini vineyard, but not for wine. Not doing wine. No, that's way too much to take on. I'm not interested. But I am going to grow table grapes, and I have 3 varieties right now, and I could expand that if I find that I've got enough soil over here. The soil down below is amazing. And maybe you remember it from when they dug up the main water line, but you get down there below that last set of trees, and there is like dark brown soil that is like, it's amazing. And over the eons, or maybe just the last 60 or 70 years, the soil has just kind of eroded down off this rock face hill and just sort of landed in the flat part down there. And it is really amazing. So we're working on all of that today. For the first time, I towed a vehicle behind my new vehicle, which was a trailer holding a mini excavator, Kubota tractor, like a mini version of what Ken had over here to dig up this water line, the one that I unloaded off the ramp. If you care to go back and watch that, I actually unloaded his track hoe off of the trailer. So I towed home the mini version of that in my new pickup truck today, with Justin by my side, looking a little nervous. He goes, you don't have to take that curve quite so wide, because it'll just follow along right behind you. And then he would say, you can, because I was now on the freeway. He goes, you can go faster, because I was going like 60. And so I think I made him a little nervous, but I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it all. And so I backed. He says, you want me to back up the truck to load it up? And I said, no, I want to do that. So I did that, and I backed it up. Of course, they attached it, hooked everything up on the lights and all that stuff. And then I drove it here, and I drove it up the driveway and curved it around and backed up and stopped it. We thought it was going to be fine, but it was kind of a little bit tippy. So he readjusted that. But I felt like, hey, I did that. I could have easily just said, you drive back. I didn't. Okay. Oh, that sounds lovely, Rebecca, that yarrow mix. Tracy is here from Pennsylvania. Steve is here from out in Los Angeles area. No, Virginia, believe it or not, I have not looked up that spider. I could go get it, but you can't tell much now. The jar is still out there with the 3 dead victims in it. The wasp, the stink bug. I could write a short story about that. No, I won't. I just thought maybe the stink bug puts out such a wallop of stink that enclosed in that mason jar, it just like knocked out the other 2. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Which song? You love what song? Let's see. Yeah, Gina's one of my pals, Patricia. She's in North Carolina. So let's see. So you had California poppies in Ashland. 19 degrees. Ooh, that's just too cold for April. Okay, what are we talking about? I was talking, you guys are talking. Let's see. Gosh, it's warmer in Pennsylvania than it is here, Tracy. Dolores is here in North Carolina. Dolores, connect with Gina. She's in North Carolina. An old gardener wrote to throw your poppy seed in a snowbank. Oh. I know mongoose is an animal. It's just that I don't know what they look like. Ricky Tikki Tavi. That reminds me of a children's book that I used to read my son. And Ricky Tikki. No, I don't know what I'm thinking of. Vivian is here. Remind everybody where you are, Vivian. I gave you a shout out. Yes, Gina gave me a shout out. And your note is got to be around here somewhere, Gina. I put them in pots. And then the other plants, the other plants, I don't know who sent me those. They're looking good too. Daryl, yes, I guess so. Oh, crimson and clover over and over. Okay, how does it go? Crimson. Yes, I loved that song too, but at the moment I can't think exactly how it goes. Let's see. Wow, I don't know balloon flower. I'm going to have to check that out. Everybody's talking about balloon flower. I heard about an old, maybe you know this, Daryl. Wait, let me write that down. Balloon flower. On Southern Gardening, there's I guess a channel or a website or something, Southern Gardener. And they were talking about Scuppernong grapes. Scuppernong grapes. Someone sent me this in an email and said, check out this link. And then I went to the Scuppernong grapes, and that this is like the Southern grape that you grow. And all Scuppernongs are muscadines, but all muscadines are not Scuppernongs. And I thought, well, shoot, if this is the grape you grow in the South, then I need to be getting some Scuppernong grapevines. I looked at Grower Solution. They don't have them. So I'm going to have to find some. And, and I was going to say that the Kathy's Rust chrysanthemums. Kathy's Rust is an old heirloom mum, and I want to try to find some of those. I called the local nursery. They didn't have any mums at all. Do you have mums, Angie? Have you heard of the Kathy's Rust? Anybody from the South heard of the Kathy's Rust or have the seeds? Anthony is here. Anthony, remind us where you are. Happy gardening to you. Oh, take care, Rebecca. Emmanuel is here from Ultimate Gardening. Patty had to go. Let's see. We have 90 people. If you're just joining for the first time, thank you so much. I'm glad you found my channel. I hope you subscribe. Hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button. Scroll down and click all for all notifications. What did I just say? Hit the bell and then scroll down and hit all for all notifications. That would really be awesome. I just want to give a huge shout out to Scott Head, who had the absolute oomph to make a video with my t-shirt on it. He was wearing my t-shirt on his video on his channel. And that's just so awesome. It's so generous and so awesome to be promoting someone else's channel. And I really appreciate that. And Tracy uses silage tarps. Make sure you check with local farmers. They only use them one time. What? These are supposed to last for 17 years. Why do you only use them once? Thank you, Mary. I hope you saw my question, Tracy, because I mean, I got the first one and it looks like landscape fabric. And I'm going, this does not look like a tarp. And I hope they didn't send me the wrong thing. That thing has to weigh 100 pounds. I couldn't even lift one end of it. Freezing in New Jersey. That's just not fair. And where are you located, Sharon? I know you said so, but I've already forgotten because you're talking about roses. I don't grow any roses. Deer love roses. And what is the point in making them want to come closer to the house? I just don't. Ooh, that sounds like a great meal, Daryl. What time's dinner? I'll be right over. Lamb's quarters. How are you preparing the lamb's quarters? I remember that STACY was talking about those in one of her videos. It grows out by their big shock barn. Right, Gina. Okay, got it. I don't know if I have lamb's quarters. What I do know that I have is plantain. My last, I think it was Sunday night when I was still really not sure about my tick bite. I spoke to Sharon. I don't know if you're still on, Sharon, in Delaware. And she said, I'm sure you have plantain outside. And I have, of course, seen plantain my whole life down here, but I didn't know specifically what it was without looking it up. I looked it up and I literally stepped one step outside and there was a clump right there. I snatched it up out of the ground and Sharon was on the phone. She goes, don't pull the roots out. Just like pulled it up. Come on in here. And I did a compress of I ground it up in a mortar and pestle and did that. I did that 3 times that night, every hour. Then the next day I did it several times and then I stopped. It was pretty irritated. And so at that point, I started using the clay, the mineral clay mask with just a drop of extra virgin olive oil and a couple of drops of, more than a couple of drops, like half a teaspoon of mineral water. And that really calmed it down. And I did that for a day. And then the next day I did Manuka honey. And it's like, it's almost completely gone and I don't feel sick. So I'm hoping that I dodged the bullet, so to speak. Gretchen is here from Texas. Welcome. 101. Well, it was 101. Jump back to 98. Let's see. Jennifer, where is Tai Nursery? I mean, even if I only just got, enough for one row, like 9 plants or something like that. You see Lyndon back there? She's right there. Lyndon, come here. You want to say hi? Come here. Come here. There she is. Say hi. Up here. Right here. Up there. Up there. Up there. See? Okay. She's never been much for the camera. Okay, Kareen Rayo is in the house. Kareen, where are you located? Sharon, Tucson. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to grow that. What I am growing is purslane or purslane. Purslane, they're like that big. But what do you do with purslane? I know it's like a nutritious weed, basically. But am I in trouble if I just start planting that out? Does anybody have any purslane recommendations? Happy, I don't know. I mean, sometimes when you post a link, it's automatically deleted, and which is crazy because you're the moderator. I don't know. I don't know why that happens. I'm gonna. Well, when I was looking, I'm gonna grab this. Sorry about that. Let me see if I do it, if it makes a difference. Here are my t-shirt links, everybody. And I hope you guys will order one. Also, if this is sort of last call for mugs. I think I'm going to stop doing that. You know, I only make like $3 or $4 per mug. And so if you guys, right now there are 5 Late Bloomer Homestead. She made Late Bloomer Homestead mugs. They look like this. And I think I have 5 and 5 to sell. 5 of these and 5 just like these, except this says Homestead. If you are interested and you live in the United States, because overseas shipping is too costly and risky to send anything breakable. Because shipping is $10 and she has to make them and buy the materials and everything. So I ask for a $40 donation to my PayPal. And you can find my PayPal from my homepage. And I can also provide it here if anybody's interested. It's right here. Where are we? Right here. Okay, so if you send a $40 donation to my PayPal and make sure that you add your address. Some people lately have not been putting their address on. And you also need to send it to friends, send to a friend. You know, so it's just, you know, a donation. And I would really appreciate, I'd love to get all those sold, and then I'm going to move on. Let's see, Willie is here. Remind us where you are, Willie. Karina, I think you really, or Corinne, I'm not sure if you have a short or a short I or a long double E. Anyway, you really have to eyeball the asparagus. If it's as big as a pencil, I mean, I go ahead and do it. You don't have to. You can wait another year. You're supposed to. I bought 2-year, what do you call them? Crowns. I bought 2-year crowns, and I planted one out in the video that you see tomorrow. I planted one bed out, 24 of them in one bed, and they're coming up. So purple passion. So that's going to be exciting. And I never got the rest of them planted. I was going to give some to Denise and we forgot about it. And so they're still out there. I don't even know if they're viable. I talked to her today at the nursery and she said, well, if you're not going to plant them right away, you need to put them in a plastic bag and put them in the refrigerator for a couple of weeks. I'm going, I didn't do that. So I don't know. Richmond, Virginia. Fantastic. And Debbie is testifying that she loves her t-shirt and sweatshirt. That's fantastic. Thank you, Debbie. Jamela is here. Jamela, I'm just now seeing your name. Okay, everybody, I have to just very quickly take a halt. It's 101 of you. One of our absolutely steadfast, regular fans and subscribers who's always here is Jamela from Trinidad and Tobago, and today is her birthday. So here we go, everybody. Everybody ready? Let's sing it together. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jamela. Happy birthday to you and many more. Ta-da! Happy birthday. Have a wonderful life. Wonderful day and a wonderful life. I know, Dee, but I don't know what it looks like. So I probably do. But guys, I took your advice last time. Everybody's going, you'll have less ticks if you mow all that. You'll have less chance for snakes if you mow. So they came. You'll see it in a coming video. They came. It's all been mowed. And we have, Justin and I have spent quite a few hours down, trying to figure out the lower garden, which I'm moving ahead with. And everybody said, okay, you don't have to do everything the first year, but I developed the raised bed garden. I planted, I've got 2 beds planted with at least 30 plants in each bed of cool season stuff. Everything from Brussels sprouts. I didn't do broccoli this year. I didn't have any broccoli seeds. Brussels sprouts, cabbage, collards, spinach, lettuce, kale, celery, a lot of celery. Remember that celery video? Wow, I have so much celery and I didn't thin it. So I'm going to have these like, they're going to be like boom, boom, boom. 5 on each row. It's the whole bed is just going to be pushing everything else out of the way. But what I tried to do, because everything is it's sort of like a hoop house, over each raised bed. You'll see it in the video. And so in the very middle, I tried to put the tallest of those plants, which would be the Brussels sprouts and the collards. And I'm imagining, and then the celery. That's down the middle, and then the celery, because I have a lot of that. And then down the sides, it's going to be cabbages and chard and kale. And then the other bed has a selection of spinach, chard, kale, lettuce, cilantro, celery, all that kind of stuff. So, but I've only got 60 plants planted in 2 beds, and there's probably twice that many plants left to plant. So it's going to be really hard to get everything in the ground, in the beds. So, and I have nut grass. Yeah, you'll see that in tomorrow's video. Nut grass coming up. Okay. Hello, Tess. She's listening during her drive home from work. Oh, because you couldn't talk. Oh, yeah. Yvonne's got to go. She's in New York. She's an hour later. It's 7 o'clock. Take care, Yvonne. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, Tai-Tai's in Georgia. Okay, I'll check it out, Jennifer. Thank you. Yes, very cold here to do. Also, Jack, cold and a little bit windy. Corinne, if they're bigger than a pencil, I mean, you could take a few and eat them, but I mean, I would just eat them raw if I were you. You know, I wouldn't even cook them. You're going to get the most nutrition if you eat them raw, right out of the garden. That's what I do. They never make them into the house. They never make it into the house. Okay, we are at 5:55, everybody, and I think that gift, and yeah, I think I talked about everything I was going to talk about. We're just going to be working tomorrow. We're going to be working on he is going to dig the ditch around, a very shallow ditch around the shop to take care of that standing water issue around the shop. And we're going to see if we can capture some of that somehow. Justin suggested just putting like the only problem is then you've got standing water. I don't like standing water because of mosquitoes, so that might not work. But he was saying, you know, because it's going to be lower than the storage tank, I don't want to have to pump it up to the storage, but then I'd still have to have a pump. So I don't know. I don't know how we can capture the groundwater that comes off that side. I haven't figured out a way to do that without electricity. So that's all. You'll learn about all that in the videos coming up. Oh my goodness. I don't even have squash and cucumbers seeded, Tracy. Wow. Yeah, that kitten, Mary, is 16. We should be singing happy birthday to her. She was born of a street cat in Venice, California. And this friend of mine at the time took her in. She was pregnant. She had three girls and a boy. And they were all tiger striped, short hair, and then her. And I took her sister and her sister was tragically run over out there in front of that place. Her mother was run over and lived, but maimed. Her brother was run over and maimed, and I don't know if he survived. So she, and then one other girl went to another family, and I heard that she was alive and well, like some years after that. But I feel pretty sure that she's outlived her entire family. And she didn't have kittens, so she's the last. She's the last of her beautiful genes. I could do I just heard that, who is it? Barbara Streisand had her dog cloned. So she's now got a clone of her favorite dog or something. No, that's okay. Not doing that. That's what they said. That's what Jeff Poppins said, Barefoot Farmer. He said it was nutgrass popping up. Oh, congratulations, Jack. Huh. I mean, I guess I better start getting the only warm season vegetables that I have seeded are tomatoes, peppers, and eggplant. I haven't done any of the cucurbits, nothing. So no beans, none of that. And I don't even know where I'm going to grow it when I do it. So that's all yet to be determined. But if I get the tarp down and the soil is ready in 3 weeks, the timing could be just about right for the beans and the squash. I could just put them in the ground. I've heard of that word, nutsedge. Yeah, I know, Jack. That's what I was planning to do. 105 of you are here. I just want to welcome you and thank you so much for joining this live stream. And if you're new to my channel, I hope you subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, scroll down and hit all so you won't miss anything right here. On my new Tennessee property that I am developing and have big plans to grow a lot of food, if at all possible. But, working on irrigation, working on soil, working on killing grass, got a lot to do. So I'm just really grateful and appreciative that I met a really good person that takes an interest in all of these things that I want to do here. And he knows how to do everything. And so we have a great rapport, and I'm hoping that, well, it's a beautiful relationship. So I'm looking forward to continuing it. Yeah, I don't know about solar here. The place that would get the solar is right out here where the garden is. So that would cast a shadow. I feel like I have a little bump of poison oak on my arm, but it hasn't spread, so I'm grateful. Okay, we are at 6:01. We usually stay on for an hour. I've got to finish a video, and I've got a lot of potting up to do tonight. So I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have something that you would like to mail me, my mailing address is Box 2358, and that's in Lebanon, Tennessee, or Lebanon, and that's 37088. And I look forward to hearing from you. You're welcome to send cards. I love to give shout outs to people who take the time to send me a card of encouragement or anything. So thank you so much. And I'm going to say goodnight. God bless you and have a continuing great birthday, Jamila. And I will see you Sunday at 5:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks for joining. Good night.